Hey guys, Mac and Cheese Please here. I wanted to do a get ready with me video. So I just got out of the shower, my hair is washed, bare face. We're gonna go through the entire process of how I achieved the look that I achieved. So we're gonna do my makeup, we're going to do my hair, and I'm gonna walk you through that process. So the first thing I do in my routine is put on moisturizer. This is my absolute favorite product. I would say it's probably my holy grail product. It's called the Drops of Youth Cream, and it is the best moisturizer I have ever used. It's by The Body Shop. I'm always talking about them. I swear this is not an ad. I wish it was an ad, but I love their products. This cream is the most hydrating cream I have ever used. So this is my first step, putting it on. So after I put on my moisturizer, the next product I use is an eye cream. I use the Drops of Youth Bouncy Eye Mask, and this has been an awesome product. I just bought this when I was in Portland, so it's been about a week or two, give or take, and I love this cream. I have definitely noticed an improvement in my under eye circles and in the appearance of my lines. So I'm getting older, I have to start thinking about this stuff. This cream has been amazing. Once I have my moisturizer on and my eye cream, I just kind of let it sit and soak into my face before I get into my foundation. Now, I just want to let you guys know this is not a makeup tutorial. I am not Jeffree Star. I am not a YouTuber. I am just a person. So I am putting on my makeup the way I've always put on my makeup, and I don't use primer. I don't use this fancy stuff. I am just putting on my makeup like a normal person. So if you are here for a makeup tutorial, you have come to the wrong place. This is just how I have personally get ready and do my makeup. This is the foundation I use. It's by The Body Shop. It is Fresh Nude Foundation in Sahara Light. I think that this foundation matches my skin tone perfectly. I put it on and I swear it just blends everything in, and it's really, really good. They have two different lines of foundation. They have a line that has some tea tree oil in it, and then they have this line which is more for a dewy look. My skin, when there's foundation on it, gets very, very dry, all around here. So it looks really flaky if I have a matte look. So I go for a dewy look, and with the dryness of certain areas of my skin, it doesn't look dewy at all. It just looks normal. So what I like to do is put a pump and a half into my hand. So I'll just do 1/2, and then I take a brush. So this is one of 3 brushes that I actually use. It's a Sonia Kashuk brush number 121. So this is a foundation brush. I think it's technically used for buffing, but I like it for foundation. So I just dip it in and I start with each cheek and then go around, and I don't forget my neck so that it all blends in. So I really like this foundation because it doesn't feel like you're wearing a ton of makeup. It has a really light wear to it, even though it says it's high coverage. In my opinion, this is not a high coverage foundation, and I really like it because it looks really natural. So this is the brand of concealer that I'm using. It's e.l.f. That's a really, really cheap line of makeup. I decided to get e.l.f. because I didn't want to spend a lot of money on a product I may or may not like. So I wanted to test the water to see if I like concealer, and I do. So once this bottle is gone, I'm probably going to invest in a more expensive concealer. So if you have a concealer brand that you really enjoy, let me know in the comments down below and I will give it a shot. So how I put on my concealer, I just kind of put a little bit underneath my eye and then dab it in with my finger. I don't use any sort of concealer brush or sponge. I find that really tapping it in is how it looks better on my face. You don't get those brush lines or those creases. And then as I tap on my face, I blend it down a little bit into the foundation. So I don't draw a triangle because I feel like then you just kind of have a triangle on your face. I like to tap it in and then slowly blend down with my finger. have concealer on, I like to let it soak into my eyes before I put on some powder and set it. I don't use any setting sprays. I don't do any of that fancy stuff. I just put the concealer on, let it dry a little bit, and then set it with some powder. After my foundation and concealer are set in, I like to set it all with a setting powder. So I use this e.l.f. brand powder case. I used to use the Body Shop brand powder, but I just felt like the tray just dwindled really, really quickly. So that is why I go for a cheaper end. I used to use a CoverGirl, and then I think there was a Maybelline one. It doesn't really matter to me. I just want to set the look so it doesn't look so shiny. So I set the powder with this powder brush by e.l.f. I find that it does a really good job, and I also use this brush for my bronzer and my blush. I don't really care, just kind of blend in all of the colors and it works just fine. So what I like to do is get a couple good circles into the tray, and then I just put it on my face. I don't tap it, I don't do anything. I just get a good chunk on the brush, and then I put it on my skin in a couple different areas, and then I like to go in and buff it in. I like to bring the powder all the way down to my neck. I don't just powder my face, I bring it all the way down so it's one cohesive color and you don't see that line stop right here. I'm sure you girls have seen that, you know what I'm talking about. So to prevent that, not only do I bring my foundation all the way down, but I also bring my powder all the way down to my neck. So the next step is bronzer. I like this bronzer by The Body Shop. It is Bronze Shade Warm Glow number 2, and this bronzer I find is just enough to have a little bit of color, but it doesn't overpower the look. So I like to get a little bit on my brush and just swipe one cheek, and then get the nose all with that one piece of powder, and then I like to go in and buff it in. And I do this with the same brush that I use for my setting powder. And with the same brush, I go ahead and take some blush. The blush that I am using is called Sheer Amoureuse, and I think this is by Rimmel. I actually got this for free in a gift set, so I am not married to this brand. I just kind of got it for free and I'm trying it out. So what I like to do is I like to squeeze the brush that I've used the entire time into a tight little whatevers, and I do one little swipe like this. So I have just enough on the brush hairs. I do one swipe, and then get a little bit on my nose, and then I like to buff it in the same way that I buffed in the bronzer. So after that, I like to put on my eyeshadow. So I have been doing a couple different things with my eyeshadows lately. I'm going to use this Ipsy by NYX Cosmetics. I really, really like this rose gold color. I don't use an eyeshadow brush. Don't hate me. I bought one. I bought this eyeshadow brush, and I'm not a fan of the way it applies makeup. So I use the little brush that comes with the eyeshadow. I know you guys are probably yelling at me. I don't know how to use the brush. If you guys could teach me how to use the brush, maybe I'll try it, but I don't like the way that it applies the eyeshadow, so I just use what they put in the little whatevers. And so the first thing I like to do is take the lighter color and put it right on top of my lid. I like to layer up the color because this one doesn't really show a lot of pigment. So I will put it right on the lid, and maybe I'll do it 2 or 3 times depending on what look I'm trying to achieve. Take a lighter color in this palette. It's called Down to Earth by The Body Shop. They have a lot of different earth tones, and so I take a lighter color and I put it right underneath my brow line and blend it in ever so slightly into the color that I put onto my lid. So So now I go back to my other eyeshadow palette and I like to put the darker brown on the side corners of my eye and kind of make like a swoop, and I'll do that on both sides. So I have the darker color on the outer side, a lighter color on the brown, and then a little medium in between the both colors on my actual lid. I like to put this eye roller on the lids of my eyes, and so I'll just get enough for both sides, and then I tap it in with my finger and kind of blend upwards and out into the darker color. So that is the eyeshadow look that I like to do. I've been really into this look lately, so the next thing I like to do is my eyebrows. So for my eyebrows, I dip into this same Down to Earth palette, and I like to take this dark brown right here. This is eyeshadow. There's a little tip here. You don't have to get a fancy brow pencil or any of that stuff. I use eyeshadow, dark color that matches my eyebrows. So what I do is I take a brush. This is an e.l.f. brush. It is for your eyebrows, so there's a little spoolie on this side and like a fine angled brush on this side. So I take the spoolie and I comb out my eyebrows. Once I have my eyebrows combed out, I take the angled side and I do one swipe into the dark, and I will start on the angled side of my eyebrow and then work my way inward so it doesn't have an overpowering look. So I have this eyebrow filled in, this eyebrow is not. I really feel like there's a huge difference in the way a makeup looks when you don't put a little bit of attention into your eyebrows. So I like to add a little bit of the eyebrow color so that my eyebrows look a little bit fuller. I think it looks better and really pulls the look together. So after eyebrows, I put on eyeliner. So I like to use this liquid eyeliner by The Body Shop. So what I like to do for eyeliner is put a thin line on top of my lid as close as I can to my lashes. So while this is drying, I like to put eyeliner on my lower lashes before I attack my mascara. So I like to use this e.l.f. brand eyeliner brush thing. It's like a stick. So I use this. I use a little bit from the corners and I go about halfway in. I think it really opens up your eyes. I don't bring it all the way to the center of my eyes right here. I just bring it about halfway. I used to do that in middle school. I no longer do that. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So I like to take this eyeliner pencil and just draw a little line right underneath my lashes. And you can connect it if you want. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I don't know how to do the cat eye thing, so I don't do that. But I just like to bring a little bit in so you can kind of see a difference. This eye looks a lot more defined than this eye, so that is why I add a little line right underneath the lashes. And to make this even more defined, I take this Maybelline pencil and go into my waterline and I draw up to where I put that line and I draw outward a line in my waterline. So I don't go all the way in my waterline. I used to do that. I no longer do that. I only do the corners. So the last thing I do is my eyelashes. I like to use an eyelash curler. I used to curl both eyes and then do my mascara, but I have noticed that if I curl one eye and then do the mascara and then curl the other eye and do the mascara, that the look lasts a lot longer and they just look more curly. So I go ahead and take my eyelash curler and just go right in and squeeze, and I'll hold it for about 10-ish seconds Sometimes it's like 5 seconds. It's really whatever I feel like or if I have time to like actually count. So that's probably been 10 seconds, maybe more, whatever, I don't care. And then I let go. And so for my mascara, I got this Lancome mascara in a gift set. So I have just been using it. I have a couple more of these little like trial size mascaras before I actually buy a real mascara. For the longest time, I have used the Colossal Lashes. It's the yellow and purple tube. You guys know what I'm talking about because it is an iconic mascara. It's honestly the best, but I wanted to branch out and try some other things. I think I'm gonna go back to that mascara because I love it so much. But if you have a mascara that you recommend, please let me know in the comments down below because I haven't found like the mascara besides that Colossal mascara, which I absolutely love. I get a couple like whatevers into my twirly whatevers, I don't know what it's called, and just kind of blink and get the mascara like really in there. So now after my makeup, I like to do my hair. I am bending down like this because I'm about to blow dry it, and this is just easier, so hey. So I like to blow dry my hair upside down because it gives it a lot more volume and makes it look fuller. So now that my hair is blow dried, I like to find my part. It just kind of like does a thing. It's about right here. And so you can see that my hair is just like a lot more fluffier than it was before. So I'll brush it out and then put my blow dryer on low and make sure that all of the like parts that like maybe were a little damp are all taken care of. My hair feels pretty good right now, but I'm just gonna make sure that it's all completely dry before I put a straightener to it. Okay, so now that my hair is blow dried, it looks super wild and crazy. So I like to tame it with a straightener, and so I'll go in and make sure everything is smooth. But I normally like to do this in the outfit that I'm going to wear that day. So I'll normally put on a shirt that is not my actual shirt. That way if any like makeup or like hair product gets on that shirt, it's not the shirt that I wanted to wear that day. But because I'm probably not gonna go anywhere after this, I'm just gonna stay in this shirt. So what I like to do is get a clump because I part my hair to the left. So I like to get a clump of hair and then pin it back so that I can get in here and really make sure all the frizz is out. So once I have my straightener up to heat, I usually put it at 360. My straightener goes to 400, but I don't like putting that much heat on my hair. So I kind of like put it a notch down so I feel a little bit better about my life. But I like to go in and straighten it, but also put a little like turn to it. So I turn it inward so that my ends, instead of flipping out, flip in. But I don't add too much to where it looks like I'm a child, where like your hair is like curled in and it looks all cute. I just add a little bit so that the ends aren't frizzy. And then once I have that section done, I go ahead and take that top section and then bend them in a little bit so that it looks like this. And then I do that to the rest of my hair. So once the sides of my hair are good and I like them, I go ahead and do the front. So what I like to do is take this side bang going on, because how I have my hair cut is this side and this side, like my bang, are shorter. So I like this side. It normally, I haven't got my hair cut in a while, but it normally hits right around my chin. Right now it's hitting like right here. So yeah, I haven't got my hair cut since like November. It's probably time to go get my hair done. But I like to take this chunk here and add a little curl to it. So I'll curl it in and I'll keep twisting my straightener until it curls. So I know it sounds like you're like, what, you have a straightener, you're curling your hair? But yeah, so I like to curl this end here. I think it looks pretty, so that's just the way I like to do it. And then I'll take the ends and just kind of like straighten them into my hair so it kind of blends. And then I take this side, I find my bang. So my hair is super grown out. I normally have my bangs hitting like right between my eye and my nose, so like right in here. Now they're hitting to my chin, so they're really, really grown out right now. I'm probably gonna go get my hair done within like the next week or two, but I take my bangs, I pull them all the way up, and then take my straightener. So this is a technique that I have learned probably since high school. I try to explain it to people who do my hair like hairdressers, and they can never get it right. So I always am just like, let me use a straightener, I'll do my own bangs. So what I like to do is I pull my bangs all the way up, I take the straightener, I do one swipe through so that they're hot, and then I take the straightener and I curl all the way back. So it's like a back curl almost, and it adds like this nice little swoop to my bang. And then I just use my fingers to kind of place everything the way I want it to be. And then I'll take a brush and I'll brush this out just a smidge, make sure everything looks good, and then hit it with some hairspray, and then we're done. So lately I've been using this Honey Hold Mega Hairspray. It does the job pretty well, so I just do a couple shakes and get it exactly where I need it, which is on the top of my hair, and I put it on my bangs to hold my bangs in place. And then once I have it all in, I do a really light, I'm just barely touching, and I lightly go over my hair so that any little flyaways get tucked into the hairline. So this is the final look of how I like to get ready every single morning. I put my makeup on, we did my hair. I can put links to some of the products and brands that I use in the description down below. That way you guys know what I like to use if you're also interested in using it. This video is not sponsored, so I don't make any money off of these links. I'm just letting you know the type of products that I like to use, and I hope that you'll tell me some of the products that you like to use. Tell me your favorite concealer, your favorite mascara, and that way I'll try them out and I'll let you guys know what I think. For a look into my daily life, you can follow me on social media. I have a Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. I'll put those links in the description down below. You can also watch any of my latest videos. I put out new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and on Friday. Until next time, bye guys. Okay, if you're still here, the answer to last video's question is yellow. My favorite color is yellow, and this video's question is, what was your first video game? Let me know in the comments down below. Remember, this is our little secret. I'll tell you my answer in the next video at the very end. All right, for real. Bye, guys.